Oh, right. Evening. Right. Creating a new character, but I can't think what to call him. I'm going to have to rely on the old favourite, trying to think of... Oh, whatever. As I always seem to have to do whenever I've come back to this game for a really, really long time, I have to create a new character. I'm going to stop that. I really want to play through all of the class storylines, really, before this game goes to hell. It keeps threatening to do so. They keep bringing out new stuff, but EA keep getting into more and more trouble. Christmas, what, it's not called that, is it? Hold on. What? Where does it say Christmas special? Doesn't say it on my end. What the hell? Oh, thank God for that. Right, let's close that. Let's start off with changing everything. So the master volume's a bit loud, I think. So let's try that. Now, this. Oh yeah, I usually do play it over Christmas. Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, most of Christmas it wasn't very comfortable sitting up. Right, what do I need to do here? What do I need? Oh, let's get rid of that. Interface, right. The problem is, I don't think you can save it says save there. Oh, can you save? Oh, hold on. Has it done it? Do it? Is that how I normally have it set up? That looks weird. But we'll try it. We'll go for it. Now, what about keybinds? Control, no. No. Oh, God. Where? Right, I don't know how to do anything. Must be in here somewhere. Oh, keybinds down there. Right, let's just check the basics at least. Oh, hi, Fraser. Right, well, let's at least do these. So, hang on. Is it? Oh, that's not right. Is it? Quick part, it should be. Oh, no, stop that. Oh, what have I done? No, oh, I know, it's because this bloody new mouse. Because I'm not playing World of Warcraft enough these days, ever since I got this new mouse, I haven't really practiced with it enough. Oh, no. But yeah, I know how it'll go as well. I'll keep saying things about, oh yeah, I'm just going to go through all the stories and all the classes, so I've at least seen it before the game is killed off by EA. Or Disney, even. Who might just get pissed off with them. But I always play it for so long and then stop. I don't really know why. It's not like I get bored with it, but... Oh no. Right. That might be okay for now. So. Oh no. No, 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 no. Jump space. Strafe left. Strafe right. We're not keyboard turning. Now, have I got toggle auto run? Right, maybe we are now ready to start, except I've got to move some of these things. So, recuperate. Oh, crap. Alright, what's this? That's just a buff. That can go up there. This isn't a Sith, this is order. Right, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Put that there. Is this right? And then if I do that. Okay, they seem to agree with each other. But I also removed an ability, which I shouldn't have done. That can go there. Hi, Dreadthane. I've also got to get plenty of fluid into it. See if I can get beyond Coruscant this time. When I do the bounty hunt, it's not a bounty hunter, sorry, what is it? Smuggler. I always seem to get to the Coruscant phase and then somehow it just sort of peters out.
You made it to that separatist shooting gallery, Captain. Your ship isn't even scratched. Takes guts landing in the middle of a battlefield. Nice flying.
Somebody want to explain what's going on?
Separatists are
well, no, I haven't played it I haven't played it since last Christmas. I always seem to brush it off at Christmas, but yeah, we'll see how far I can get going up. Yeah, I've not played this for a while.
In your cargo hold.
Can't remember anything anymore.
Need to get out of here quick. This village used to be safe, but the Separatists are taking over. If I were you, I'd haul jets as soon as we're done.
Who are these people? What are they after?
Separatists want to break away from the Republic. Judging from all the explosions, they're serious about the idea. Sounds like the bombing's getting closer. The Separatists will be right on top of us any minute. Here's your payment for making this run, Captain. As soon as I have those blasters, you'll be free to fly.
Skavik, we've got a big problem. Separatists took over the local air defense cannon.
Oh, slow down, Corso. What are you talking about?
They deployed.
But yeah, I keep hearing about EA making Star Wars games and then they end up either making a right arse of it or not releasing them at all. So I'm a little bit worried for this because I haven't actually played it all the way through. I'll be so disappointed if this game ever gets cancelled and I haven't played through. I've only played properly through one of the classes out of the 8. I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure it probably is about a year.
I'm sure the Republic troops will get everything under control.
They've already got their hands full. Separatist rocket launchers just attacked a Republic walker. Knocked it down hard. With those remote control stations, the Separatists can override the air defense cannon's computer. Turn that firepower against us.
I've probably got absolutely loads of cartel coins.
It's bad news, Captain. The Separatists will blast you out of the sky even if you think about taking off.
The Separatists have remote control stations all over the area. You'll probably have to hit several before they lose control of that cannon.
Pardon me, but my trigger finger needs a little exercise.
Good luck. Hope we see you again.
Let's move, Corso. We're running out of time.
This will contain a shitload of stuff, some of which I won't have even seen before. Oh, my what? My Paxton Royal companion. Hmm. Oh. Do I remember that? Don't need that just yet. That's not giving me anything. Hang on a minute, let's just... Oh, I'll sort that out later. Right.
Stand by a tick. HQ, this is forward recon. Do you copy?
Did
HQ.
I? Oh, I don't remember that then.
Thought I had him. You look like you know your way around a blaster. Want to be a hero?
Tell me what I can do.
Guns. And someone who knows how to use them. A crack separatist militia has taken over this village. So we're not talking dumb grunts and farmers. They've got experts in there with serious jamming equipment.
Any ideas how to solve that problem?
I figure I've got one option left. Ask you for help. My mission is to deliver recon on this village, but I can't report anything through this interference. I need those separatist jammers neutralized. So if you're headed into the village anyway, maybe you can handle it for us. If you waste those separatist jammers, report back here. I'll see if I can requisition some equipment you could use.
Oh, should have done that one first, shouldn't I? Oh dear. Fucking hell. Come on quickly before they see me. This is why people are a pain in the arse in an MMO. Walking happily along and then some mobs spawn in that some other bugger killed. Oops, wrong one. I'm subbed to this. That's what I mean about I've probably got, if I open this up, an absolute crap load of cartel coins. Let's have a look. Just quickly. I mean, yeah, nearly 11,000. Just collected up from having... Am I supposed to go in here? Apparently I am. Oh. Right, let's have a look. Combat proficiencies. What do I want to be? Sharpshooter, I guess. Don't have any points, do I? No. Did it give me anything? Don't think it gave me anything. But yeah, I mean, I mean, in any game, I always say in any MMO, but obviously I've only tried so many. you're always better off having the sub option. It's always worth it. I mean, they're not gonna... They're obviously going to make it a lot better for the sub version. They don't actually want you to play it for free.
Captain, you there? It's Corso. We got trouble back at the hangar.
Is my ship all right?
For now, but maybe not much longer. Separatists are busting into the hangar. We're giving them a warm welcome, but we could use a hand. Skavik, get over here. Help me seal this hangar door. Skavik, what are you...
Well, I've done everything. I think I've done everything. No, I don't. I mean, the only way I'd do raiding is the only way I've been doing raiding so far, which is not very much. If I happen to be on at the... Oh, I haven't done that. I haven't finished. If I happen to be on at the same time as the guild eventually do an outrun. But the thing is, I mean... Probably wouldn't be very good at it. I haven't always been brilliant in Uldir, and I actually practiced that over the summer in the beta. Whereas Battle for Doofa is something I won't have even practiced. Won't have done anything on it. So I don't really see it now, apart from some... I haven't even done all of Uldir on LFR.
Thanks to you, we're cutting through the Separatist interference. Be reporting back to base in no time. Here, a little something from our private stock. Watch your hide out there, hero.
But I am likely to be largely casual, yes. Doing the story, you know, the story's alright. Bit by bit, not rushing through it. But yeah, that's at the moment what I'm playing BFA for, really. Oh. So, I mean, it's really just time with WoW. So I think serious WoW for me is basically done.
Skull as a drum. Thanks for saving my hide, Captain.
It's not just about the amount of time needed in serious, like playing seriously like raiding or something. It's just you're committing to certain times, and I can't even do that. It's like as and when I'm actually free to do stuff.
Help those separatists get in here. He stabbed us in the back.
I just got here. Bring me up to speed.
Last thing I remember was Skavik sucker punching me. Looks like he and his separatist buddy stole everything. Hang on. Where's Torchy? I don't believe this. Skavik stole my blaster.
Yeah, it is essentially a smaller portion. So what I made yesterday is I made like a stew. So some cabbage, mushrooms, onions, and different types of meats in there.
I'm surprised Skavik
and what I've done, so yesterday I just had some of that. Today what I did, again I just got, it's all in the Tupperware, and I've got a spoonful out, and I put it on a baked potato, I microwaved it, and put it on a baked potato. So yeah, so I'm actually able to eat food now. I had some
you have any idea who you're messing with?
crisp bread with cottage cheese, so I seem to be okay with a lot of food now. Just not very much of it, really tight, it's quite tight how much I can actually manage.
Have a nice day.
I think you're celebrating a little early.
It's no use.
But yeah, I'll be having a go at a curry in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to tone down the spicy stuff at the moment because it's supposed to be a little bit dodgy. I'm putting spices in it but not going mad. But yeah, I'm likely to do a full-on curry in a couple of weeks.
When he finds out Skavik's a separatist, he'll want revenge just like you. Do yourself a favor and go talk to Vito and Fort.
Whether I serve it with rice is another matter though, because rice can swell in your stomach, so that can be a bit dodgy as well.
Who exactly is this mysterious boss of yours? How can he help?
Vidu is the king of cargo. There isn't a payload that comes to Ord Mantell that doesn't pass through him. Vidu's a smart guy with connections everywhere.
I mean, the food I used to cook before was perfectly healthy. It was too much of it.
Hangar, but I'll send Vidu a hollow and tell him what's up. Fort Garnick isn't far from
Or
here.
at least mostly
I'll
it
see
was.
you and Vidu there soon, Captain.
So next week the main plan is Bubble and Squeak and slow cooked pork shoulder. Okay. What sort of curry did you do? Oh, actually, I'm forgetting the most important thing. The outfitter. Ah, right, now, hold on. Have I got any suitable collections for a smuggler? Show collected, please. I may have some sets that aren't in here that I've got on other characters as well. I'm going to have to go through all my characters. Oh yeah, that's a decent set. I might get that. That's all right. Oh yeah, I've got... Ah! Yeah, we'll have that. Right, so... It's proper smuggler stuff. South Indian chili garlic. Yeah, see, I tell you what I really like. I really like stuff with like coconut and lime, sort of more, I don't know, Indonesian Thais type stuff. Although I'm not a huge fan of lemongrass. People always sort of chuck, you know, the lemongrass and ginger, stuff like that. I'm alright with ginger. Not as big a fan of lemongrass. Right, should I have the hat? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're having this. I cannot afford the outfit modifications. Oh, it's not giving me one for free. Oh, you monkey. Oh. Oh, what? So I've actually got to have some credits on me to do it. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Yeah, I tend to use it with... I mean, there's different ways of doing it, like, but it's always like I always do mine like either tomato based or coconut milk based, really. Or not always, but mostly.
I do. Private Westner, 31st Recon out of Fort Garnick. Watch your head out there. Separatists deployed.
Got a nice new spice grinder as well now, so I shall be expecting to make more curry soon.
Those Seps will shoot at anything.
Saves me having to bash at it with my mortar and pestle.
Who are their targets?
Soldiers, vehicles, civilians, especially
you
the
don't like
refugees
coconut.
from all the war-torn settlements. They pass through on their way to the refugee camp outside Fort Garnick.
I had to have a right argument with one of my students a few years ago because her family's, well, she's from around here, but her family's from Bangladesh. And when I was telling her how I make like curries, and she was going, "Oh no, you can't have sweet things in curry. Oh no, you can't do that." And then it was during the test between England and Sri Lanka, and there was a Sri Lankan commentator on it saying, you know, he was going out to visit someone. They were talking about curries, and he says he doesn't mind what sort they are as long as they've got loads of coconut in it. So I told her that then, and she was chuntering along. I tried to remind her that curries are from quite a wide range of the world. And Sri Lanka's quite far away from Bangladesh.
I'll kill the scum for free.
Damn glad to hear it, sir. If you take out the snipers, report to Commander Vray at the refugee camp outside Fort Garnick. Good hunting.
Now, to be honest, I probably shouldn't be taking these side quests, but I can't. I have an idea you just want to do the purple ones, because I've just got an inkling. Oh, what have I done? from last time that you... What is this? Rocket boost. Oh wow, hold on. Didn't realise I had that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I know it sort of scales a bit, but you're going to end up... I don't know. I already ended up with the other characters that I got quite advanced. Basically completing it all. Well, getting to level 50, I guess, before I'd completed the main class storyline. So, yeah. So I think I'll try and avoid it. It's just out of habit, really. See a quest, pick it up. Choice here, have I? Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. Never mind. It's but yeah, I'll avoid as much as I can, I think. Now, can I? There we go.
I wouldn't mind meeting some like-minded individuals to maybe discuss some wholly legitimate business practices.
Hang on, have I missed something? Why, what's the Scottish Parliament done? Scottish news, can't see anything. Go on, you'll have to tell me. How many credits have I got? Not enough yet. Yeah, but that's just... You can't do a new referendum. Do I want it there? I suspect I want it there. Oh no, God. It's going to keep doing this, isn't it? Go away. You hated the Abrams story. Well, the last... Do you know what? The last Star Wars film, Episode 8, I promise you, I watched it once at the cinema. I have not bought it on DVD. I refuse to watch it ever again. It truly was not just an awful Star Wars film. It was a truly terrible piece of theatre. Star Wars The Old Republic is actually really good. You know, if you've read some of the old book, like, you know, Bane trilogy type things, it's actually, you know, the storyline is pretty good. And it's certainly in line with that side of things, yeah. What's wrong with doing? Get off. Talk to Vido.
Welcome, Captain. I'm Vido. Corso told me we've had a rough day. How about a drink to wash away our worries? Here's a toast to my favorite things. The best collection of artworks and exotic beverages in the whole system. And here's to the stupid separatists who destroyed it all. Between them and that backstabber Skavek, I am thoroughly ruined. The blasters Skavek stole in your ship belong to Rogan the Butcher. As employers go, he's not the most forgiving.
That's a tough break. I'm sorry.
The last Jedi was truly, truly awful.
You're working for me. He'll blame us equally for this mess.
Just as a film, like I say, just as a film, if it had been watching something that was just a self-contained story, it was a complete, you know, the whole casino world was completely wasted. It was just such a poorly crafted story. And that's before you even consider whether it deserves a place in the Star Wars series.
There's a guy named Reiki who's an expert on separatists. Problem is, Reiki's stuck behind a Republic blockade. Troops have his village surrounded.
I mean, I guess I'll watch episode 9, but really, it'll be hard to, even if, it'll just be hard to rescue it now, surely.
How do the Separatists manage to take over a whole town?
Separatists have sympathizers in every village, helping them hold towns they take over. Traitors. I'm friendly with the Republic commander in charge of the blockade. I can get you in and out of the village. But you'll have to earn that free pass by taking out a few separatists to prove your loyalty. You up for that?
What am I going to prove by shooting separatists?
That you're not one of them. The Republic isn't letting any separatist sympathizers out of that place. Reiki's village is running out of basic supplies thanks to the Republic blockade. Things are getting desperate in there. I'll pull together a survival kit. You smuggle it to Reiki, and he'll tell you a way to find Skavek. Reiki's at a hideout in Talaran village. I'll send a message so he knows you're coming.
I really don't even know how you would edit that film into something acceptable. I truly don't. It's not even like there was a part of it that I liked. Like, there's some other Star Wars films that you've just sort of thought... I mean, if we're honest, all of the Star Wars films that are not episodes 4, 5 and 6, you sort of think, not really up to the same standard, is it? But there are things in all of the others that I liked. So, you know, I have them all on DVD. I occasionally watch them from time to time. But that has no redeeming features at all. You almost got some hope. Almost. With the Luke-Ren encounter at the end. But even that was ballsed up. Oh, there we go. What's supposed to be doing here? Going up some steps.
You're certainly not a resident here, and you're no separatist. You must be that hotshot freighter Captain Vidu described over the holo. These poor, starving ladies and I are very grateful for the supplies you've brought. If I wasn't so exhausted, I'd throw you a party.
I don't need a party, just information.
Vidu said you're seeking information on a particular separatist named Skavak. The only place to find personnel data like that is at Manet Point. I used to acquire quality goods at a discount on Manet Point. I discovered all manner of shortcuts through the island's warehouses. I kept detailed schematics of every maintenance passage and tunnel there. Unfortunately, I had to abandon those schematics when I fled Manet Point.
Lost schematics aren't exactly helpful, pal.
I never said they were lost. I'm sure they're right where I left them. My schematics are still in my former home. However, I short-circuited the building's door and sealed it shut when I left. The only way to reopen the door is by disrupting Manet Point's power relays. Once you gain entry, you'll find my schematics cleverly disguised as an extraordinarily tedious treatise on birdwatching. Don't worry, I'll teach you the code I use to conceal my schematics. You won't die of boredom reading about rare waterfowl. Now pay attention and listen carefully, because you really don't want to hear this twice. And replace every mention of the Mantelian flutter plume with the number 3. Did you get all that?
I nodded off once or twice there. You weren't kidding about the boredom.
Well, I think that's exactly it, Fraser. With Disney's point of view, they just thought they bought a cow, hadn't they? A cash cow.
Computer station will become clear. Unfortunately, that only solves half your problems.
I don't actually understand it as well. I mean, with the size of the budgets they get, they can afford a writer. And it's not like there aren't good Star Wars writers out there. It actually boggles my mind how they managed to make up such a big... Because it's not like it would cost them more. You know, if you've got someone who will write a decent Star Wars book, I'm sure for the same fee you can get them to write a bloody screenplay. So I actually just don't get it. I really don't. Hiya, Danny. How are you doing? Hello, more troops. Oh. They could get Mr. Bean to write the screenplay and do a better job. But anyway, I mean, it's permanently tainted now, isn't it? Because there's just pieces of the storyline that are going to have to tie together. That are not, I mean, I'll watch it. But I just don't see how they're going to manage to rescue the situation at all.
You must be the freighter Captain Vidu's expecting. It's a pleasure to meet you in person.
But there are at least plenty of good Star Wars books.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
I have to say, you're a cut above the types we usually get in here. I'd almost forgotten what a real man looks like. I heard about what happened with Skavak. can't say I'm surprised. I told Vidu not to trust that scoundrel.
I mean, to be fair, even in the original Star Wars films, 4, 5 and 6, if we're honest, an awful lot of the best bits were when people told George Lucas, no, you can't do it like that, you idiot. So I think that's when he had more control over the episodes 1, 2 and 3. There were some bits that weren't that brilliant.
Actually, things are looking up.
That's good to hear. I hope you'll let me know if that changes.
And like, really, I mean, the one I keep going back to is the Bane trilogy. I think they're brilliant books.
Idea about us.
I better get moving.
Farewell, Captain.
Like already, Captain. Help me and Corso finish this robe of steak. Don't let this fine cut of meat go to waste.
Boss, quit acting like it's your last meal.
Depends what you want out of an MMO. You know, I can't speak for any sort of group content, and when I have tried a bit, it's not been brilliant. It's all right, but for a single player, I've just treated it like a single player game, quite frankly. Only one where occasionally,
good to see you again.
Likewise.
You can't click on objectives because some other bugger's done it just before you or something. So there is the annoyance factor of having other people in the game.
He gave you a way into the Separatist hideout. Said something about a secret entrance.
I always wondered how Reki could steal so much from Manat Point and not get caught.
Getting into Manat Point will be extra tricky. For one thing, you have to swim there.
When the Separatists invaded,
yeah, it's really strange, the Star Wars universe. It's like
turned it into their private resort.
It's just completely in regression, isn't it? Every time they have something Star Wars related that's set in the past, the technology is always better. And the Jedi and Sith are always more powerful as well. It's really weird. Like, the most powerful Sith were the ones that were around thousands of years ago.
Maybe I'll get lucky and find Skavik wandering around.
I doubt he'll be that easy to find. And I don't recommend asking for him door to door. If you download the Separatist computer files onto this datapad and bring it back here, we'll handle the rest.
I'd rather go with you, Captain. My Viroblade's pretty good for chopping Separatists off at the knees. I call it Huey.
Forget about the Separatist, Corso.
If you're casual story focused, then it's a very good game.
I'm on it, boss. Good luck at Manat.
And the crafting. The crafting is very strange in this game. It is very strange. Because there's alternate ways, in a way, to do it. But, you know, I like it. Mind you, I like crafting enormous. I don't think there's an MMO brought out where I don't like the crafting, and yet they're always really different. I think it might be that I'm easy to please with crafting.
How did Corso wind up working for you?
He started as warehouse labor, but he took to fighting like a Phyraxan shark to water.
Vidu, there's someone named Rogan calling on the Holo. He sounds upset.
Oh, that's all I need. Stall him for me, sweetheart. Remember the plan. Disrupt Manat Point's power relays, get inside Reiki's old home, and use those schematics to enter the Separatist base. When you're in, slice into the Separatist computer and download everything onto my datapad. Good luck.
Have I added any new abilities yet? It hasn't flashed any up. No, that's the thing. I mean, I can well believe that Final Fantasy is a really good game, but it's just, I mean, with games, there's like the style element to it. The style's just not my thing. You know, there's nothing. I didn't have anything against the game itself, but some things it just doesn't feel right for me. I mean, it's why I never gave WildStar a chance. At the time when it came out, there were loads of people in my WoW guild that I was in that played it. It's just the look of it. I was never going to get into it. Oh, Cade Skywalker. I'm not familiar with that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, MMO subs are not really that much. Obviously, you don't want. I mean, well, I say you don't want to have loads of them. I have, but generally speaking, but it is worth it. Yeah. absolutely. I imagine, I've never really given it a go because I wouldn't. I could imagine it being quite frustrating without. I mean, it's designed to be frustrating. It's designed to say, it doesn't actually cost much to get rid of all this shit we're putting your way. I'm not going to do it. No, no side quests, even though that one's on the way. Kylo Ren and Rey. See, I don't like the character of Kylo Ren. It just doesn't seem to sort of really fit anything. It just seems to me quite jarring, his behaviour in certain things. I mean, Rey's fine. Rey's character's fine. Which server? Oh, no, don't need help. It's single player. It's easy enough without it. I don't actually know what server I'm on. Oh, no idea. Where am I supposed to be going? Oh, there. Other side of that building. Well, the emo side of it I'm all right with because he's like almost like a reluctant Sith, but you know, so that bit's okay. But just in general, it's not so much his character as its behaviour at times just doesn't seem quite right. I mean, I get that he's trying to be Darth Vader for some reason. Oh, that didn't do me any good, did it? It's just like, I don't believe his motivations type of thing, or his behaviours, his actions, is how I would describe it. Like, especially in the last film, I don't believe that he'd be able to hide his intentions, you know, when he sort of turned the lightsaber on and killed his master. I don't believe he'd have been able to do that. And I know he was probably concentrating more on Rey, but still. Oh, have I got enough credits? No, hang on, I need to get to safety. Well, I'd find that... No, I don't believe so. Much more likely to be a projection. Because... That being said, though, it was really weird because there was that look on his face of surprise. I suppose it could be surprise he's done it, or, you know, but I don't know. But no, I mean, surely not. Otherwise, how would we find out who he is? Got to find out who he is. Right, where was I? Let's have a look here. I got to put it all back in. Ha! There we go. Looking like a proper smuggler. Nice and discreet, like a good smuggler should be. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, well, it's not like... Oh, am I? Okay, I'm supposed to do something different. I mean, it's not like they didn't have time for any of this, because they wasted all that time with the casino world. To what? Bring 2 characters clumsily into the story? Load of rubbish.
I sure hope that cipher works.
And the whole interaction with Poe and Leia and Little Miss SJW as well. I mean, that was all nonsense as well. All absolute horseshit. None of it made a lick of sense. Yeah. Well, I just like, you know, the fact that, like every other MMO, that there's a decent transmog system in it that doesn't artificially restrict you. Any restrictions are down to, you know, just the game itself. Alright, some goodies on that one. What was it? Crafting materials. Hang on a minute. Stuff to shoot. I assume there's forces in here I can kill for that bonus. Yes. I guess so, although, to be honest, the choices all seem to me to be a little bit better worked out on the Empire side. Like, there's certain times when I was playing like as a Jedi Knight, and I thought some of the light side choices don't seem, or more specifically, sometimes the dark side choices don't seem that bad. It seems a bit, sometimes the dark side choices just seem to be because you choose to kill. But you do a lot of killing in this game regardless. So it just seems a bit arbitrary. I mean, I don't mind, you know, the idea behind it seems okay, but... just individual ones don't always seem to be... Oh no, what am I doing? Just don't seem to work. For me anyway. But it doesn't really matter. I just pick whatever I think my character will do, and what will be, will be. It makes no realistic difference apart from future storyline things sometimes. But yes, it's supposed to be you're taking the good side. Oh, am I supposed to be here? Not really actually supposed to be here.
Come on, Force, and say it just like I taught you.
The Republic lackeys will drown in lakes of fire and blood, Master. Death to all who oppose the people's will, Master.
Hey there. We had some trouble with the power relays. I need to check on the computer core. You mind?
Master, I detect the presence of several non-functioning humans, specifically the bodies over there. Setting alert status red.
By the stars! Republic troops have invaded our base!
Oh no! Force and activate combat protocols. We gotta warn the others.
Master, my sensors detect no evidence of hostile forces.
But that doesn't make sense.
Flynn, like what? Flynn? Oh, Flynn. Oh, you're talking, sorry, different things now. Rose crashed into him. I didn't think very much of it. Again, it was a point of the story where I thought, you know, at last we're getting a bit of interest here. And then he ruined it. It was like every time, there were maybe 3 points in the story where I thought, oh, it's showing a bit of promise here. And then they cut it all out. But yeah, in terms of the light and shadow thing, you've got to bear... I mean, everything is supposed to be... I mean, the way I'm thinking of it now, light and shadow in Warcraft world is... I now don't see it, even though it says in Warcraft Chronicles, I don't see it as light, benevolent, void... Well, no. The void are still malevolent. But I don't see the light as being... I see it, and the way I've described it years ago now... Well, not yet. Well, it was years ago, actually. When we found out that Illidan thing, just over a year ago. Is it reminds me of, like, Babylon 5. With the Vorlon and the Shadow. Am I getting them right? That's what it seems to be to me. So where you've got these two large forces, powerful forces, that are opposed to each other. And obviously the Void want to destroy the universe, so we've got to say if we're going to be on anyone's side, we're going to be on the light side. But at the same time, they're not doing it for our benefit. They're doing it for their, you know, their own politics or whatever. It just so happens that they tend to take the view that you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. But if you, as Zera showed, if you're not going to do what they want you to do, they'll change tack. You know, at the end of the day, they get what they want. They're quite happy to play nice, but at the same time, they will get what they want. Unless, of course, you I-beam them. Ooh. Current topic? I don't know. It's a mixture, as I suppose you'd expect of Star Wars, and now has just been on Void Light politics. What classes do I enjoy the most? Bizarrely, I quite like, you know, all of them to an extent. Not so much... what's it called now? The Consular. But the one I prefer is the Sith Marauder. Quite like the Sith Inquisitor. Once I sort of worked out what to do with it, that was alright. Except I've now completely forgotten what to do with it, so the next time I play it, I'll have to... I'm not starting that again, so I'll just have to... I don't know, work it all out again. That'll do for now.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
But yeah, Sith Marauder, I do quite like. 2 lightsabers, can't go wrong.
Is for official business only. Be safe out there.
Let's have a look. Mounts. What suitable mounts do I have? Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, that'd probably suit me. Where's it gone? SWTOR. Oh, there it is. Oh, it seems to have stuck it in 2 other places as well, for reasons best known to itself. If void beings can see multiple futures, they planned to be turned into Halloween. Well, seeing eventualities doesn't necessarily mean you have control over them, does it?
Bracco. If Vito knew about this, he'd...
Vito? That blob can't even protect himself. It's only a matter of time before Rogan the Butcher punches your fat...
But it is really weird, because you're supposed to think of Naru as being beings of the light, but they're clearly not. Because when they die, the shadow comes out. So you'd think they're just like everything else, a combination of light and shadow. How controversial would it be if Blizzard gave the playbase a vote on who should lead the Horde? They shouldn't give a vote. If you were going to do something like that... Oh, I'm going to shoot them.
You just picked a fight with the wrong bunch of guys, pal.
Like, if they did like do these storylines where there were meaningful choices, they could base it on the number of people who chose one event over another. And then it could be just like it's whoever the majority of the player base picked.
You killed them all. For me.
And that would surely be better.
I don't know what
Have I played The Force Unleashed? I probably not. I don't know what that is.
Relax. Everything's gonna be alright.
If there's any way I can repay you, I will. What Bracco said was true. Rogan the Butcher will kill Vito if those blasters don't turn up. Vito can't protect me anymore. He's not half the man you are.
Chin up, Cyrena. As long as I'm around, you'll be safe.
You really mean that, don't you? You're so strong.
No, I haven't.
So confident. I should go. Vidu's waiting for you. I won't forget your kindness, Captain. Farewell for now.
Left a big mess in my warehouse. Cyrena says it was Bracco's fault, but now I've got a serious morale problem.
Your men were pushing Serena around because they think you're weak.
I appreciate that, but sometimes frying guys is the worst thing you can do. I hope you didn't come back from Mana Point empty-handed, Captain. You did good, Captain. Corso found us a terrific little slicer kit, so we're ready to decrypt that data. We'll know where to find Skavik soon, but until then, I've got a special job that only you can do.
Until I get my shit back, my schedule's pretty open.
I have an exciting opportunity for us to all stay alive. I need you to keep Rogan the Butcher off our backs. Cyrena stalled him earlier, but it's not enough. We need to distract Rogan by giving him something he really wants. A canister of some special chemicals from a nearby village.
The big boom run? Are you kidding, boss? I can see it making Rogan's day, but it's blasted risky.
Can't be any worse than a Hut's kitchen.
You don't understand. Folks lose their arms and legs on this job. Heads, too.
There's a loopy scientist with a chemical that can supercharge artillery cannons, makes them do more damage.
But it's less stable than a drunk Savrip on a speeder bike.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do anything like that as a one-time vote. I would do it as a play through the game, make decisions.
This run pays unbelievably well.
Because you want to increase participation, don't you?
Just how unbelievably well are we talking about?
You do this, and you can buy some nice upgrades for your starship, when you finally get it back. Trimbo is the scientist's name. Got a place in Oradam village. I'll let him know you're coming.
See me before you make that run, Captain. We should talk. Captain, the big boom run isn't a stroll on the beach.
I'm a bigger fan of DC characters.
This here is a Sorosub SSK Heavy Blaster. It's cut for a quick draw and got a hair trigger. I call it Flashy. Flashy can bullseye a Savrip between the eyes 5 times before the critter even knows it's dead. Here, take it.
Like I always say, never look a free blaster in the barrel.
Best of luck, Captain. Don't get killed, all right?
Right, where are we? Uh, 18. Same. Come here. Oh my god. Hiya, Jelly. Yeah, I did 3 today. I'd probably do about the same tomorrow as well. Oh, I keep forgetting in this game. Yes, you don't get skills, you have to train them. I forget. Right. Right, let's do that, that, and that. Flash grenade. Can go there. Might change that later. Oops.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
Should have done politics videos earlier. Easier to get way more views. Although, at the moment, I seem to be doing exclusively Brexit ones. At some point, that'll have to stop. Although I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it'll carry on going for years. If it's... That doesn't make sense, that statement. No living being ever knows it's dead. If it's dead, it's not living.
You must be here for my husband. I told Master Vidu he's gone out fishing. Would you like a sweet flat cake instead? It's fresh.
This whole place is crawling with separatists. What's Trimbo doing out fishing?
Catching dinner, I hope.
Yes.
We're making Aqualish medley. If you don't feel like waiting for Trimbo, the walk out to him is lovely. The beach is so relaxing.
I ought to at least try and get one more character story done before June, because then there's a new ESO expansion.
These Rhodian peppers won't cook themselves.
Which I'll play a little bit of and then leave that again, like I always do. I think ESO still has the best one.
Don't stand there.
Something I only just realised actually as well, which I'd not really thought of until today somehow. So I just came across an article talking about numbers of it, because you can sort of find out how many people play Elder Scrolls Online. And if World of Warcraft did really lose as many subs as people think, it's actually possible that ESO now has more players than World of Warcraft. It might well be that World of Warcraft doesn't actually have the most players of an MMO. It can have lost its crown.
Vito sent me to pick up a canister of chemicals from you.
What's a Vidu? Some kind of musical instrument? Is that what keeps playing that awful tune I can't get out of my head? I do recall a man saying to expect a stranger coming for my chemicals. You seem pretty strange. Was he talking about you?
You've inhaled a lot of chemicals, haven't you?
Did my wife tell you that? She's been dead 20 years now. Don't listen to her. People haven't had much luck getting my chemicals. Know why? Those Ugnaught assassins in the woods attack everyone who visits me.
I'll just kill everyone who tries to stop me.
That hasn't worked out well for the others who took on the Ugnaught assassins, but maybe you'll be the lucky one. What you really need is a precision teleporter, but a former assistant crashed my prototype into the sun. Good luck, my friend. If you should explode, please feel free to come back and tell me all about it. Everyone else has.
Oh, right, I see. Anyway, you can know if you're dead. What if you turn into a ghost? My character knows it's dead in World of Warcraft. And it's got a little bit of a run. Oh, bugger. Crap. Anyway, isn't the word annoying something that goes hand in hand with Reddit?
Reminder, mechanized travel is for official business only.
Hi, Zoo. The reason I didn't like, I advanced ordered it when it first came out, so obviously I was in the beta for a bit. And the thing that I didn't like about it was actually ironically the thing that lots of other people did. Now, it did grow on me. And that's all the cutscenes, really, when you're interacting with NPCs. You know, and I think it was probably just because I was still, used in World of Warcraft. Click on quest text, read it right, thank you. I'll go off and kill things until it says the quest is done. But it did. I'm still not going to say it's a feature I think is brilliant, but I no longer hate it. Although I still say it doesn't work in like the equivalent of 5-player dungeons. I can't remember what they're called now, whatever, operations or something. It really doesn't work there because when I first started doing those, when I wasn't at all, the game wasn't new at all. Because I say I didn't play it when it first came out, just because of my beta experience, and then. But I came back to it sometime later, but it was sometime later. And yeah, so when I did these like things, the 5-player stuff or 4-player, I can't remember how many players actually in it. Don't know. And I felt to myself, I was reading it all through and listening to it and making my decision. The rest of them, by the time I got out of there, had disappeared off into the sunset. And yet I didn't know where I was going, so I had to try and follow after them. So I used to keep pressing things really quickly and miss out on it. So it doesn't really work in that situation.
That's something you'll want to handle real careful like.
Don't worry. This canister's safer than a senator's daughter in a room full of Jedi. Getting Trimbo's chemicals saved our necks, Captain. Rogan will be too busy selling them to think about the blasters.
That Trimbo guy was a few freighters short of a convoy.
I know what you mean. Every time I talk to him, he thinks I'm his great-grandfather who crashed into a black hole. I've got good news and great news, Captain. We cracked the Separatist computer files and found Skavik.
Vidu, you promised you wouldn't get so excited. It isn't good for your heart.
Sorry, sweetheart, but this is going to be great. Skavik won't even see us coming. Ha!
Does Skavik still have my starship?
Your ship and the blasters. Great, huh? We'll get back everything he stole all at once. Skavik is taking the blasters to the Separatist base. Those wackos built their headquarters inside an old volcano. Crazy, huh?
What do you expect from foaming at the mouth murderers? I wish that volcano would blow its top.
Skavik's delivering the blasters to a psycho named Darek at the base. You need to get there first.
No, didn't play Star Wars Galaxies, no. World of Warcraft was my first MMO. I have known people who did play it, though.
You're about to see a real live hero in action.
Make that 2 heroes. I'm not sending you alone. Take Corso with you, Captain. The kid knows more about blasters and vibroblades than anybody I've ever met.
I owe Skavik payback for taking Torchy. That was lower than low.
It'll be nice to have some backup out there.
Glad you think so.
Then it's a deal. You two head for the Separatist base, kill Darek, and ambush Skavik when he shows up. I've got a bottle of Chandrelin brandy to open when you get back.
Consider me signed on.
I'd wish you two good luck, but I don't want to jinx anything. Just come back in one piece.
What is this? Alright, come on, you. Darth Plagueis, yes, I have. Well, I don't think I don't know in that particular game's case, but I don't know that accessibility is a bad thing. That's one of the great strengths of World of Warcraft.
You're all right.
Ah. Oh, these are in the wrong place. No, I think, well, World of Warcraft is entirely down to the people that were in charge of World of Warcraft. You know, the senior developers have made, and I know some people may not see this from the outside, but I sometimes get a bit of inside knowledge, and they are truly spectacularly pig-headed and arrogant. When they get an idea in their head, doesn't matter how badly it's not working, they'll just keep persisting with it. Even when they don't have to, even when it's in the so-called testing stage and they can easily pull it and switch to something else, they don't. And it doesn't matter how many times the people that tell them it won't work are right, they keep doing it. It's not strictly speaking stuff that's come from on high. This is the actual team itself.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes. Being safe out there.
Pandaria I thought was a great expansion. It's my favourite expansion. Because it had stuff for everyone. And you weren't forced to do a load of shit you didn't want to do. Well, with the exception of having to do those couple of battlegrounds for my legendary quest line, which I didn't like. But in general, the rest of it was fine. For a PvE player, I don't know what it was like for a PvP player, but for a PvE player, you know, it suited a lot of people. But you've got to bear in mind the vast majority of people that play a game like that don't even get to level cap. So it's got to be accessible. Is he putting poison gas at me? Alright. Whatever it is doesn't seem to do me any harm. Wondered why it was stunned. I didn't stun it. Is it? Forgetting I've got a companion.
Look at the size of this place. Where'd the Seps get the money to build something like this?
Oh, that green cloud thing wasn't poison, it was him healing me. Alright.
Better?
Makes sense now. Is this? I don't think you're distracting anyone. This doesn't take any concentration to do this. But anyway, whether someone enjoys a game or not is obviously entirely subjective. But a lot of the things that people are saying about interference from various, whether it be very senior people in Blizzard or Activision or anything, that's not been the case. It might be now, but it hasn't been the case for the past few years. You know, they've been. I mean, one thing you don't do is you don't interfere with a successful project. You know, they know. Everyone knows that. But of course, as soon as it takes a big financial hit, all of a sudden people will interfere then. Because it's like before you could say, leave me alone, I'm getting results. I do that a lot in my work. I've done it in various places where as long as everything's going tickety-boo, it's all fine. People leave you alone. They might not agree with the way you do it, but at the end of the day, you're getting the results. Job done. Oh, this is not the right way. But now, World of Warcraft is not getting the right results. So the people who think they know better are going to interfere. And they probably don't know better. But at the same time, it's entirely their fault for messing it up in the first place. In big business, you don't always get second chances, and they should have understood that. How much was this last? I wouldn't say the genre's dying because there's so many MMOs still being brought out. It doesn't actually cost that much. If you look at some of the MMOs that don't have a lot of players and they keep going, and with new content, regular new content as well. But obviously there's not necessarily as many playing as used to. You certainly, if you track like the number of people who search certain terms like MMO and MMORPG and stuff like that, that has declined massively. You can just look at the sort of things that people are looking up online. So you can sort of see interest has waned. But it doesn't mean it's not the same thing as dying. Dying sort of suggests that in a few years' time it'll be gone, which is not true. Again, it's one of those I just looked at it and thought, not my style. The only Korean one I've really sort of enjoyed has been Black Desert Online, and even that I ended up stopping just because I was getting to the level where forced PvP was going to be a thing. If that hadn't been in, I'd have carried on playing it for longer. I'm not saying I'd still be playing it now, because there's no MMO apart from World of Warcraft that I've persisted with for a very long time, but I'd have carried on playing it much longer than I did, because that was actually fun. Oh, but it's a Korean MMO. The grind is always, that's their thing. That is their thing. Yeah, I mean, I've not even tried it. So, again, it really doesn't look like the sort of thing I'd be interested in. Sci-fi games in general, I tend not to enjoy as much. I don't know why. I just don't. You could literally, if you've got a sci-fi based game, you know, you could literally change exactly the same gameplay into a fantasy setting and I might well enjoy it. You know, the only reason Star Wars gets away with it is because, you know, there are lightsabers in it. That makes it fantasy. No, I could not bring myself to even attempt to play Star Trek Online. That just sounded like the worst idea ever to me. Aha. A level 10. Let's see now. Oh, that was a bit cheeky. Oh, what's this I've just got? Aim shot. I mean, I've limited interest in Star Trek stuff anyway. I really wouldn't like the idea of an MMO based on it. Oh, arms dealers.
Better?
Alright, fine, do these first. Oh my god. Again, certain things like Babylon 5 is a nice series. I don't know about a suitable MMO. It's anything that's very character driven is not going to make a good MMO. What you want is a good world for that. And like Star Trek doesn't really have that. Well, I don't think it does, in my opinion anyway. Doesn't interest me. The order of which films? Star Wars ones.
Criminal vermin. How dare you invade my fortress and murder my courageous brothers in arms?
Your pal Skavik stole my freighter. I want it back.
There's no ship here for you. Only death. You are guilty of crimes against the
Oh,
oppressed people of
fine.
Ord Mantell. The sentence is death. Memorize our faces well, you criminal filth, for we are your righteous executioners. Do you have any last words, degenerate swine?
Star Citizen? No. Anything sci-fi in a game, I'm very rarely interested in. I just don't seem to enjoy them.
There's no reason we can't get a deal here.
I don't negotiate with corrupt dogs. I exterminate them. Let
Oh,
justice
dear.
be served.
Oh dear, he wants to die.
I surrender. I surrender. Please. I don't want to die. I know why you're here, and you're wasting your time.
I'm here for Skavik and my starship. Where are they?
Skavik is long gone. He left here hours ago. Derek was stupid to fight you. He got everyone killed when he should have just told you the truth. Skavik showed up a few hours ago to deliver the guns, but it was all a trick. He pretended to be on our side so he could steal some rusty antique droid from Derek.
No, Ultima Online, not really.
Some worthless pile of scrap that had been in Derek's family for generations. That droid was ancient. It's practically useless. But Skavik grabbed it like
I think the thing is, when I play games, I've generally
left in your ship.
found games that I really enjoy and play them a lot.
I can guess who
So
does.
in the 80s when I was growing up, I played lots of different games, but from the 90s onwards, I tended to focus on one or two games at a time, rather than playing a large range.
You're telling me Serena's with Skavik?
They go way back from what I've heard. They've been scamming Vidu all along. It was Cyrena who warned us you were coming. If you want to find out where Skavik went, Cyrena's the one who knows. Please, let me go. I have a family back on the mainland. Please.
Separatist scum killed my family, and I promised myself I'd bury every last one of you.
I've only been here a few months. I didn't kill anyone's family. I only ever followed orders.
Then I order you to die.
Relay that order, Corso.
Captain, I need to do this. I can't just let him go home and pretend like nothing ever happened.
He could be useful if he switches sides.
Please, I swear to you, I'll never serve a man like Derek again. I'll just go home and take care of my family.
Get out of here before I change my mind.
Thank you.
Come on, Captain. We need to have a little heart-to-heart with Cyrena.
I've got to go all the way back. Pissing out. Do I have a quicker? Where's this going to take me? I mean, yeah, so you sort of choose to a certain extent, but obviously the more you play the game and the more types of gameplay you engage in, the more of those skill points you get. So there'll be some players who will have like twice as much as I have. Actually, I've probably got skills, haven't I? Purges incapacitating and movement impairing effects. That sounds like the sort of thing that should be in Blessing of Freedom position. Chance to dodge. Like that. Hang on a minute. Why is he showing? Did I finish with me? Oh, oh, oh crap. I had a load of skills waiting for me. Alright, that's a passive one. Oh, a stun. Put that there then, and that there. Passive. That should really be number 5 position. That's like an execute, and that's a passive. Right, okay, that should do. Anyway. What did you think was the sweet spot of the game then? I mean, I would think it was far from the sweet spot of the game.
I can't believe you fried Vito, sweetheart. So what if he caught you talking to Separatists?
He threatened to turn me into Rogan the Butcher. I had to kill him. Besides, now we can finally be together.
Right.
And the thing is, my cargo hold is full and I'm busy with work. I'll call you sometime though, I promise.
What are you talking about? You promised to get me out of here. I've done everything for you, Skavik.
You did it for the money. Same as me. The only difference is, you're not actually getting paid. I'll see you around, darling.
Captain, I didn't see you come in. It's wonderful you're still alive. How long have you been back?
Your friends in the secret base ratted you out.
I should have known those half-wits wouldn't kill you. No use pretending then. Skavik used me just like he did everyone else.
At the beginning it was so awful I quit the game.
Rogan the Butcher's bounty hunters are on their
Didn't
way
come
right
back
now.
till, well, didn't come
We
back
don't
properly
want to
till the
be
end of
here when they arrive.
Cataclysm.
Skavik took
Technically
your
came
ship
back a
and
bit
the
later
guns
in
to
Wrath, just
Coruscant.
purely casual.
If you go now, he won't know you're coming for him.
What kind of scam is Skavik pulling on Coruscant?
He wouldn't tell me. It's something big, though. The Separatists are
What? Hang
retreating
on.
from this island,
What's separate from
thanks to you.
Activision?
And the Republic just reopened the shuttle port.
Oh no,
I'll give you a
Blizzard
short
can't
list of
separate from
Coruscant if you let me
Activision.
disappear.
Like Bungie didn't
Who
separate
would
from Activision. They weren't part of Activision Blizzard. You know, they just had a contract with them, that's all. All they've done is buy themselves out the contract a little early. Blizzard and Activision are not two separate companies under an umbrella. They are the same company.
I'll take that shuttle pass off your corpse.
See, why is that, Dark Side? How many people have I killed for nothing without them even attacking me? She's fucked us over completely, and apparently it's Dark Side to kill her.
I didn't want to warn Skavik about us.
I see the percentage in that.
That's what I mean about
But
this
killing
game.
her was a
All
poor way to keep her
bullshit.
quiet. Poor old Vito. I wish you could hear what we did. Would have put a smile on his face. It's not healthy for us to stick around, Captain. I believed what Cyrena said about bounty hunters coming. We don't know how long Skavik will stay on Coruscant either. Let's hop a shuttle and catch him while we can.
Obviously, the fact that they wanted to buy themselves out of that contract early just sort of goes to show you they did not consider it a productive relationship in the end. Which is not a good sign for all the games that are stuck with that company. But there you are. I just think that's just the way it goes. You start off as a games company and it's all about the games because the people running that company are all games developers and they produce good stuff. And then eventually, and it's the same's happened in Blizzard, all the people that used to be games developers and at the top of the corporation are now corporate people. They haven't been games developers for years and years. And so their priorities change.
You're planning to tag along?
I'm not bailing on you now, Captain. Besides, my Torchy still needs rescuing. Vidu left me some stuff. I expect he'd want me to share it with you. Let's head for the shuttle port. We'll be off this planet before you know it.
What is this? Oh, what am I doing? It's also possibly inevitable that they just eventually, you know, drift further apart from their sort of fan base, because customer service and communication used to be fairly good, and now it is not. Nexon. Yeah. This is the problem as well, when you do have companies that are still fairly useful, you know, larger, but they get into financial trouble and the larger ones buy it up. But when they're buying it up as a financial asset, which of course means they want to squeeze every last bit out of it. They've got no love for the games. It's not even their games. Oh, hello. Who are these guys?
Angkwas nimni mata sunrili for papocha wilapi.
I'm sick of being cooped up on starships, Zoru. I want to run around and shoot things for a while.
Bizgamaya kojedwanti. Noa hauyat yachavopa.
You must be Rogan's bounty hunters.
Hunichoka, nucha. Kichawa unachichi tugwa. Bizgamaya kojedwanti. Noa hauyat yachavopa.
You guys want a thief named Skavik, not me.
Yatukapoka fukrida. Vota mokrita chai chai. Otonuava de konai tuta od miskapunda.
And that's another weird thing, that they use carbon freezing a lot on people in this game, and yet obviously it was supposed to be a new thing in Empire.
But I'm glad you didn't.
There. Better?
Oh. Wait. Get off me. You absolute cock. Oh no. Have I put the same one on? No. Just get the wrong one. Why aren't I in colour? Oh. Am I done here now? Yes. The story is good, yeah, it's alright. And you've got different ones, as I say, for different classes. So there's technically, in terms of the original content, the 1 to 50 stuff, there's 8 different ones. Where am I supposed to be going? Probably the Balula makes a gaming news channel. Oh, he's done a general one, has he? Well, as you've got to bear in mind, as it's nothing to do with WoW, he just doesn't like WoW. So the way he went through it, he wanted to go into more general stuff. He went about it the wrong way. You know. And it ended up being a a bit of a mess. I'm just going to go for that. Because what he did, he created this channel, Midlife Bar Crisis. He quit WoW, which obviously meant that, and then he tried doing some stuff on his old and his Heels vs Babyface channel, but obviously the majority of people there were wanting his WoW content. So he tried to reinvent himself with another one, but it didn't really go anywhere. And the thing is, they had no focus. The channel had no focus. So it just ended up being just random stuff he was putting on. So it went nowhere. I can't imagine he was in financially good shape. Then they announced WoW Classic, so then he came back to WoW. You know, he'd been reinvigorated for a little bit, but it was still WoW he was playing. He still clearly didn't like it. And now he's managed to just do a general gaming bitching channel, which is, well, it's the same channel, which is doing well for him. He's doing all right out of that. So, in fact, he's doing very well out of it. I just actually, ironically, looked him up today. So in the last 30 days, he's got 2.7 million views. That, if you can maintain that for a bit, I mean, that's the problem with being a full-time YouTuber. Unless you're going to make like enough money to put away for retirement, you've got to be, you know, you've got to hope you can keep it going for a while. But given that it is more into the general gaming stuff, I think he still needs to keep his eye on cementing and doing different types rather than just the general voice of protest. He needs to do a few, maybe he should do more reviews or stuff as well of different games. But it looks like he's sort of got his wish in many ways, in that he can oh no, I know where I need to go, sorry. You know, that he's doing his general gaming channel. So he's now, you know, I suppose he's in a better place than he was. Yeah, pitching as a track. Well, it does. It does. Oh, they know that as well. Like, it's the same as in newspapers. That's why they always put, you know, doom and gloom in there, because it sells. But people know, you know, there's been studies on the sort of content on YouTube as well. The stuff that does best is generally, not exclusively, but generally, the doom and gloom and disaster. That's what... Right, now what I need to do is... I need a button. Is there a button to... I need a... I thought there was a sort button somewhere. No, don't put it all down here, shit. Right. What is that? Okay, we'll leave that there. But yeah, he's more where he wants to be, I guess now. Long-term positivity better? I'm not sure it even is. I don't know. Oh, I'm just going to sell all this. There's nothing in here I want, is there? Right, that's level 10. What's the next one up for 14? Great. Right, so repair, sell junk. Right, what we need is actually...
Stay alive.
That was probably wasted credits me doing all that stuff, because I'm going to put this on now. Now, guns. Guns. Blasters. Do I have any interest in blasters? Got that one. And we'll get that one as well.
Captain, I'm sure you know a good price when you see one.
Oh, crap. No, come here. Come here. I don't know. Oh. Which stats I want? Who knows what stats I want as a smuggler? What do I need to... Barrage? That's alacrity. I can't even remember what half this shit does. What's alacrity do? Channel speed burn. Oh, that sounds alright. Maybe I'll go for alacrity. Oh, that's right. Oh my god. Seriously? Why do I have to keep clicking yes on everything? I can't remember how many of these I buy. Hold on. This is enhancement. That uses enhancement. That doesn't. Yep. Yep. No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, where was it? Oh, what, have we got a different one there? What the hell? Oh, I picked the wrong one. Oh, sorry, don't matter, who cares? 3 more levels, I'll be changing it anyway. Right, so that's that. Now, mods. That uses a mod, that uses a mod. Yes? Right, I think mods are everything. So that'd be 9 of these. What does mastery do? Voice mastery. No idea. Right, lethal sounds. They're all lethal. One, 2, 3. Go for the one with the least endurance. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Armoring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resistive, no. Versatile, probably that. Versatile barrels. Oh, another thing I could do with is crystals. Color crystals. Now, 41 crits to a weapon. 41 power to a weapon. Shall we... Why won't it let me get that? What the hell? Mastery. Crit. Oh, God. Power. Alright, we'll have the blue one then. It won't let me have the purple one. I mean, it is difficult. The problem with most people when they like subscribe or join something on the internet, a lot of people just want an echo chamber for their own thoughts. So if someone's experience is positive about something, obviously they want to tune into someone who's positive about it. If it's negative about it, they want to tune into someone who's negative about it. And I can see you could definitely argue that surely if people are negative about it, they won't be interested in listening to people talk about it. But I don't know, it just, to me, doesn't seem to work that way somehow.
There, better?
Seems to me there's plenty of people, well, which is just as well, because I spend quite a lot of my time at the moment moaning about WoW. Oh, come on, come here. Come here. Anyway, these companies can charge for whatever they like, as much as they like, as long as it's clear what you're paying. It's up to people to not pay it. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Right, one of them, one of them, one of them, and one of them. So I should be shooting blue pew pew lasers. What's just happened? That's not me, is it? Ah, right, I can sell that. I can go down there. What is that? Well, all I know is when people have done studies, they've tended to find negativity is the thing that sells.
Come back in one
Right,
piece.
let's have a look what this was about. Oh! It is just a straight up new companion. Oh, hello. He looks interesting. I wonder what he's got to say for himself. Not a lot. Right, I'll worry about professions later. Let's get somewhere. I want to go to Coruscant. Oh, Coruscant first, yeah. But anyway, for him, for us, it seems to be working all right. He's getting to do, I think, what he wants at the moment. Certainly more what he wants. And he's doing very well out of it. Coruscant. What is this? I've got a friend request from someone I don't know. What's that about? Who is this? I don't understand Facebook, quite frankly. Well, you say that, Paul. There's a saying from some famous, or I say famous, I don't actually know the person's name. I think it was a bishop who said when they read a newspaper, they always turn to the back pages first. He says, because on the back pages you see men's triumph, whereas on the front pages you only see their failure. Quite frankly, I think you're better off not reading newspapers at all. Oh, God. Right, I've got to get Corso out of his box. I can't remember how to do that. Companion. How do I change companion? Shit. No, it's not in there. Or is it in there? Hold on. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Crew? I can't remember how to change my bloody companion. How do I get him out? Crap. Oh, companions and contacts. Alright, that's probably it.
Until next time, my friend.
How are you?
Right. Yes, I know. I think he's talking about the fact that he was thinking of updating this game, Star Wars, but WoW has stuff happening very soon.
Everything on Coruscant is huge. You see those city towers as we flew in? How many people you figure live in those?
No, I'm not making Spuggle and Squeak proper lard. I may not even fry it. You know. I don't know. We'll have to see. I might do just to colour the tops of it, but then do the rest of it in the oven.
Looks like some of the city towers lost a few levels.
Heard the Sith Empire hit this planet pretty hard. Even knocked the Jedi Temple off its pedestal.
That's the plan for next week. This week, just jacket potatoes and that stew. It does get... I mean, this was the problem I always had before. See, you know, it's very difficult to cook certain meals in small quantities, if not impossible. And the problem was I'm not very good at just putting it in for leftovers and heating up the next day. Whereas now, of course, I have to. That's just how it goes. It's my choice. I either make myself an individual small meal, or for the certain meals you just can't do it on that smaller scale. So I have to make a big batch, and then I have to have it every day for pretty much the next week. So, but
got someone particular in mind?
Happen to know
there you are.
Guy.
Has to be done.
There's a gambler named
Mentioned how it's pretty painful to install.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, when I first got this computer, which had Windows 10 on it, it absolutely refused to load this on. Refused, point blank. And I went through all the troubleshooting things that could possibly be. It wouldn't have it. And then after a particular update of Windows 10, all of a sudden then it would load onto it. No idea what that was about.
Worth a visit, I guess. Where do I find this Darmus?
Bidu always said if you look for a sabacc table surrounded by beautiful women, you'll find Darmus. But
no, I'm not keen on that. I'm not keen on sticking stuff. Because then the thing is, you think it will just go to waste. Because there's lots of things I like and I can cook. So I don't like the idea when there's like 100 different things I want to make of a few weeks down the line going back to something I've had. You know, I just want to keep making new things. So, yeah, that would be
don't mind the occasional blaster fire. The canteen is in a rowdy part of Coruscant.
I'll be there as quick as I can.
Well, this sounds urgent. I can't wait to hear the details.
Keep your comlink channel open, Darmus. I've got some bad news about Vidu. I'll bring Darmus up to speed while we travel, Captain.
Don't tell Darmus anything he doesn't need to know.
You got it.
Right, where are we off to? I suppose I've got to keep him here for the story bit. So annoying when I need a particular companion for story and I don't want him hanging around.
Of course, it sure is good at making a fella feel small.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
I don't know who this person is. Yeah. Obviously, in reality, there's very small parts of it you can actually physically be in. But it makes it look like the world it's supposed to be, which is like super cramped. A city the size of a world. Oh, God. Gotta talk to this
This
idiot.
is the best feeling. A sky full of stars, a new planet waiting across the galaxy, never gets old.
I thought you'd never been off Ord Mantell.
Why is it
that
taking
much
my
about
hat
me,
off?
Captain? You're a rare man to read someone's whole life so fast. When I came back to Ord Mantell, I thought that was the end for me. Thanks for giving me a way off. So, how about that war, huh, Captain? You think the Republic will stop hiding behind the Treaty of Coruscant and admit they want the Empire wiped out? It doesn't sit right negotiating with people who want every man, woman, and kid dead.
We don't tend to get very much snow where I am, but when we do, it causes chaos with a light dusting.
I'll kill the whole Empire myself if I have to.
Then me and Sergeant Boom Boom will be right there with you, Captain. I joined the Peace Brigade when I was 14. I know what a world looks like when the Empire's done with
A
it.
very posh little, you know, dive we've come into here where they make you remove your hat before you come in.
What's that? A bunch of do-gooders?
The Brigade's a relief organization. Go into worlds abandoned by the Treaty of Coruscant. Help.
Right, it's finished boring me now. Good.
Welcome, my friend. I'm Darmus
Cloak didn't quite
Polarance,
work
back
there.
player and information resource without equal.
You seem to have a lot of female admirers.
Women seem to find me irresistible. Just one more way, I'm an extremely fortunate man. Sorry to hear about Vidu. He was a man of refined taste and a terrible card player. I'll truly miss him. Life is like sabacc. The trick is to quit while you're ahead and enjoy your winnings. Exactly how I'll spend my twilight years.
Best of luck to you.
Who needs luck? With the right preparation and a flexible strategy, a man can be ready for anything life throws at him. Even death. Now, I know this isn't a social call. Corso says you have troubles, and I'm prepared to help.
A man named Skavik stole my freighter and brought it here.
Corso mentioned a cargo hold full of stolen blasters, and the infamous Rogun the Butcher, too. My sympathies. Skavik is well known in the galactic underworld. He's earned death sentences across the galaxy for everything from armed robbery to kidnapping. He's known to be in the Sith Empire's pocket, and he even cheats at cards. I'm happy to help you find him.
Skavik works for the Empire?
On occasion, yes. The man isn't particular about his friends. Let's hope that makes him easier to catch. Soon as Corso mentioned Skavik's name, I alerted all my best informants. I'm getting some interesting leads.
What did I tell you, Captain? Darmus can find out anything. We'll have Skavik in no time.
How much do you want for your information, Darmus?
Nothing, my friend. I couldn't live with myself taking advantage of a man who lost his starship. Skavik recently used the services of a data slicer named Kixie in the Migrant Merchants Guild headquarters. Quite talented, I hear.
What do you know about this guild?
It's made up of aliens who lost their homes in the war. The guild's original goal was self-preservation, but lately, they've become greedy. Kixie might be able to help you flush Skavik out of hiding. Be careful, though. The guild is well-armed and doesn't like outsiders. Excuse me, but I noticed some delightful young ladies in desperate need of attention. Duty calls.
actually want me here. Don't have any points yet. Okay. This is Star Wars. You get the death penalty for looking at me funny. Oh, fine.
You're all right.
Oh, much better. The only downside to not taking side quests is then there's an awful lot of stuff I'm going to end up doing. Or travelling rather, where I'm not really getting anything done. Never mind. Probably should have picked a profession there before I came here, but I'll do that. I'll have to have a think about that. Oh, I have a point. Do I? Oh no, passive. Oh, that's just become a bit more powerful now. Lovely. Term empower lose its extreme distaste in human. No. The thing is, as soon as something's old enough, you know, It's like pirates. People think of pirates as being fun things now.
Pixie better be worth all this extra trouble.
Because, or even though pirates do still exist, it's not as much of a scourge as it used to be. So at some point it'll be it'll not be such a big deal anymore, I'm sure. I don't think it's that big a deal for a lot of people now. I think the only reason it's sometimes seen as such in films and stuff like that is because obviously America makes them. Won't even be speaking the same language in 1,000 years anyway.
Better?
If you want to just see how much language changes, you try reading the original text of something like Chaucer. What's he doing? Come here. Yeah, well again, it's just because, you know, I think that's just the American influence, because obviously American started when it broke free of Empire.
Awfully nice of the guild to leave a clearance pass for their security patrol.
I don't know that you see it quite so much in non-American like stories. Oh, hello. Crap. What the hell happened to my view now?
Monitoring you on the security network. You sure know how to make an entrance.
Guess we found our slicer. But why does this room look like a prison?
Because it is a prison. Thanks for noticing. Whatever issues you're having with the guild, I'm on your side. I'm just a slave here.
Your name's Kixie, right?
That's my nickname. Short for Kixie Aralu. You came here for me? The guild locked me up 2 years ago. Forced me to work for them. I'll do anything to get out. What do you need?
Like, if you look at some British-based fictions, then sometimes Empire are the good guys. Like Lord of the Rings, for example.
We'll be on Skavik's trail and I'll free you.
Finding his trail is easy. Just look for the slime. I knew that
In my bars.
pig lizard Skavik had ticked off the wrong person. No wonder he was in such a hurry.
Yeah,
Skavik
but that's,
gave
I'm
the
just
guild
getting
a
ready.
police identity record.
That's all.
They made me
I'm
slice
not
into
going to
the
design
main database
a set,
and all the rest
a
of
UI
it.
for like 0 to 10 and then so on. It's just getting ready so that I don't have to keep pissing about.
No wonder Skavik gets around so easily. Nobody's chasing him but me.
You mentioned some Celestin lawman giving him trouble. Sorry, but that's all I know about Skavik. I'm not sure how else to help you.
Isn't there some way to figure out where Skavik is?
Do you know how many people are on Coruscant? It takes a lot for
No,
one man to stand
I
out.
would never want to waste my time
Take away his spotless
playing a
identity
free-to-play
record,
version.
then Skavik can't walk 10 meters without attracting attention.
I mean, if I'm going to play a game anyway like this, I'm not just going to play this today, I'm going to play it. I will at least play it for a few weeks, a few sessions a week. When you consider the cost, I mean, I've been keeping my subscription up anyway, but even if I hadn't, if you consider the cost of a month's playtime, it's got to be worth not having to go through the shit of a free-to-play version.
I want Skavik's record dirtier than a sewer on Hutta.
In other words, just the way I found it. No problem. I saved copies of everything I erased from Skavik's identity
Right.
record.
Yeah, I know
now
there's
is
loads of
transfer the
things
data
like you
back.
won't be able to have as many
Easy.
characters, and
The minute he
I
passes
guess
an
inventory
identity
space would be a
checkpoint, it'll
thing.
trigger an
I
alarm.
can't, but yeah, they're obviously going to make it inconvenient.
What else can you do to Skavik's identity record?
Depends on how much damage you're looking to inflict.
Sharp. Well, no, I mean, Sharp's Men was one of the things. Each individual, like it was a film. Each one was like a film, really, but it just followed a series of stories. So yes, I've got those on DVD. Yeah, they were good.
Frame him as an undercover Republic law enforcement agent.
You really hate him, don't you? All right, I'll plant files with
Which
all
was
the
quite a
files
remarkable
saved.
series,
So maybe
really.
Skavik
It's
is
the only
alive.
thing Sean Bean's ever been in where he hasn't been killed. Shot at enough. Well, shot enough. Shot and stabbed. Never actually died.
I was always planning to let you go.
Thank you, you're my hero.
Maybe we should go check in with Darmus. See if he's got any new info on Skavik.
The only thing I didn't like about it, and I never read the books, admittedly, so I don't know whether this was just the TV series or what. Again, talking about characters that just don't behave in character. When his, oh shit, I can't remember her name now. Jane, when his second wife, so she was all sweetness and light to begin with, you know, and genuinely so. She put herself at serious risk to help strangers. And then she turned into a right nasty piece of work, just suddenly, like, for no reason. It was quite remarkable. I didn't understand that at all. Who are you shooting? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on the historical side of it, so I don't know how true to form that regiment was. Obviously, the stories didn't happen, but... Well, the individual battles did, but you know. Or the uniforms, I don't know whether that was authentic. Didn't die in Ronin, didn't he? I don't remember. I've seen that, I think. Oh, yeah. I guess so. But he dies in almost everything. It is more than a meme.
An informant spotted you leaving the Migrant Merchants Guild.
It seems to make no difference whether he plays the good guy or the bad guy. You know. And I'm quite sure when he was called up for the Lord of the Rings, he probably thought to himself, right, you want me to join the Fellowship? There is only one character I can possibly play, the only one who actually dies in it.
Kixie did a real number on Skavik's identity record.
On a world this crowded with people and technology, he can't hide for long.
My sources reveal Skavik is doing business with the Black Sun Gang. A dangerous friendship for all sorts of reasons.
Black Sun is notorious for keeping holo recordings of all their meetings. No doubt they preserve the highlights of Skavik's visit.
I doubt Black Sun just lets anybody peek at their holos.
Black Sun fragments its recordings over several computers to prevent unauthorized viewing. You'll have to assemble the relevant footage by accessing each computer.
I should warn you, Black Sun controls an entire sector of Coruscant. They're thugs with the most horrible manners. Do be careful. Good luck.
That ought to fix you.
Oops.
Vehicle paths are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
I don't know, I wasn't as keen on Hornblower actually. There's a few of them were alright. If you're going to have adventures on the high seas, I think I would have to go with it's more fun watching pirates than the actual navy. Especially the over-the-top camp versions. Have I tried to solo any WOD raids recently? No, I haven't, actually. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, the Hellfire Assault, of course, was a very mechanics, but it was never about killing the boss or anything like that. It was never about killing stuff, really. It was very much about, you know, coordinating. So something like that is bound to be, yeah, fairly tricky, I would say. But no, I haven't, I have to say. Although, I've got... Didn't I do that during Legion? I have a feeling I did it during Legion. Where am I headed? Yeah, this is another one, you see. So... Ordinarily on this game, when I did this originally years ago, you'd have... I'd have had loads of other quests to do around here, so I'd be questing my way towards the main story one, but now I've just got to wade through all this. I mean, I could choose to do them, but no, it'll just take even longer. Master and Commanders, Russell Crowe, yeah, but again, you know, no, just not. I wasn't that interested in it, and it's not that the stories were bad or anything. Just don't think it was my sort of thing. Do I want to go down here? don't think I want to go down here. There's bound to have been several. I can't think of any offhand, but I bet I could if I thought for it for a bit. I don't think this is the right way either. Oh. Maybe it is. Yeah, well, I'll say I'm every time EA seems to cock something up, I'm reminded that they may well lose the license at some point, and then that'll be that for this game. And I haven't played through, well, I've only played through one of the class story, so I keep meaning to make a concerted effort just to go through the rest, because I'd be desperately disappointed for the game, because it's an MMO, of course. That's the problem with it. You know, it's not like they'd release a single-player, non-server version or anything like that just for the storylines, which would be lovely to think that they would, but they obviously, if they lose the license, they've got no option. Also, it's EA. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the main reason it's gone as long as it has is it's not a bad game, you know, as far as I can tell anyway, just playing it casually. And it's Star Wars. Well, that's it been with me. There's been games I've thought are alright, but ultimately when WoW comes knocking, you know, that's been it. But whereas now, you see, new expansions and new raids can't get in the way of it because, you know, I'm playing WoW casually now, so... The only reason I'm not spending more time playing games like this is, well, it's the same reason that I had to stop the raiding, because work isn't giving me enough time at the moment. And I probably have too many hobbies. There you are. I refuse to prioritise. But yeah, the Sith Inquisitor, I really need to go back onto that, because I'd almost finished it. I'd already got to level 50 on it. I'd almost finished the actual story. And then stop playing it, but I don't want to go back to a fully sort of, well, not fully leveled, but you know, advanced leveled character where I've got to try and remember what all the bloody abilities do just yet. So I thought I'll do this one first. Yeah, well, it's fine, don't worry about it. At some point, Blizzard will take the decision away from you. No game lasts forever. Is he targeting something on me, you little bastard? I've forgotten actually, my companion is going to keep me alive through it all, doesn't matter, does it? Wasting his time. I have no idea which server this is. Not going to be on it for loads. Well, I'll say that. Probably about another half an hour or something. And then I'll see when I log off, I guess. Or I might just log off next time I go back to that guy. I'll just do this quest. As I really ought to get up in the mornings. Politics channel, it's called A Different Bias. So easy to do as well, not because, well, because the there's so much more source material than, say, doing a gaming channel. Because you can only talk about, well, you're limited because you can only talk about stuff that's there, and then you've got to, obviously you're narrowed down depending on what is actually of interest to you. Whereas I'm quite interested in a lot of politics, so there's, at the moment, it's easy for me to do a video a day. I don't even plan to do a video a day, but it's like, it's just so easy to do. Which means that it is easily outperforming the WoW channel, because of course the WoW channel has not got as much content now that I'm not raiding or even doing anything serious, and the politics channel is very easy to do lots of content on. Oh, hang on, have I missed something in here? What have I missed? Oh, in there. I'm a huge fan of fantasy as opposed to science fiction. Science fiction I like in books and films, and I don't know why I don't like it with games. I really don't know. View the encrypted hollow recording. And it's always been like that. I remember when I was young and Dungeon Master and Bloodvig and things like that were games I really loved. And then there was a science fiction version came out, very, very similar to Dungeon Master. Super similar, and yet didn't like it, did not like it, and it was exactly the same gameplay, and I don't know why I didn't like it. That was the first time I ever sort of thought, this is a bit weird, and it's happened so many other times as well. Like Command and Conquer, never got into Command and Conquer. Warcraft, yes. Civilization, yeah, well that's not strictly fantasy, but it sort of ends up being that way. You know, that sort of thing, yeah, but not Command and Conquer. Oh, crap. Oh, God.
You're all right.
Come on, shoot him. Book recommendation, the one I've already mentioned tonight, which is, I mean, I'm assuming you've read all the classics such as Lord of the Rings and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a trilogy in 5 parts. And if it's for Star Wars, my favourite Star Wars books by a country mile are the Darth Bane trilogy. I think they're absolutely amazing. What level am I now? 13. Well, this is the thing, you see, that's why I sort of say it ends up being a bit fantasy-like, because you'll be there with tanks invading a nation that's still got their bloody elephants or something, if it's India or whatever. You know, just like medieval cavalry or something in some cases. or launching ICBMs at a nation that's got muskets. When you're playing it single player, obviously against another person, if that had have happened, you'd have wiped them out ages ago. Sometimes it's amusing to keep someone technologically inferior but still alive.
Well, well, the Jackal of the Stars himself pays me a visit. Long time no see, Skavik. You must really need my help, huh?
Urbax, buddy, you're such a cynical guy. Can't I just be paying an old friend a visit?
You and friends is the funniest thing I've heard all year. Get to the point before I stop laughing.
A long man from the Outer Rim is sticking to me like a Minoc on a power coupling. I need somebody to scrape him off.
Lawman, huh? Sounds like that'll cost you double.
Whatever it takes. Look, I'm in a rush to wrap up with the business.
Or what about a political fantasy in, have you ever read 1984?
So where is this little parasite you want me to remove?
He's at a docking bay in the spaceport, and he's alone. I'm sure he won't give a burly scrapper like you much trouble.
I guarantee he won't. Oh, and I'll be wanting my payment in advance.
I wouldn't have it any other way, Urbax. You enjoy yourself.
It might be this lawman knows how to find Skavik. We'd better try to save him. Let's go bust up that party at the spaceport, Captain.
It can be a bit of a strange one, Civ, when you allow people to live longer than is strictly necessary.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
That being said, people seem to get upset when you use your nuclear weapons, so you have to basically go all out with them. Age of Empires. I mean, a super early version of it, there was a game for the Atari ST and Amiga called Megalomania, which, when you think about it, that was like a super primitive version of Civilization. That was back in the day when I had to try out many more games, because the way it sort of used to work there with the game, you'd buy magazines and they would contain a disc with loads of trailers on, like trials, demos. So you could try lots of different things and then just get whichever games you thought were best. Oh, War Crimes, right. Yeah, it's a good book, that. Oops, hello. Well, the main thing for me this year, I suppose, will be June. Elder Scrolls Online, the next expansion there seems to be dragon related. There's of course a mobile Elder Scrolls game coming out. Oh no, is it? I think so. Yeah, I think there's a... Is it Elder Scrolls? I think it is. I shall not be giving that a go, of course. Argonian? No. I only create stylish characters. I mean, I did create an Argonian at one point just for a laugh. But then, to be fair, in World of Warcraft, I've also created a gnome for a laugh on occasion. But you don't do it in all seriousness. Why am I on fire? Am I supposed to be on fire? That's okay, I'm not on fire anymore. Elder Scrolls Online honestly is very, very good as a... Certainly as a... I'm not saying it's not good as a group game or anything like that, because it could well be, but I can't speak about that. But as a casual game, for both PvE and PvP, I think is excellent. And like I say, it could well now be the MMO with the most players. It may well have overtaken World of Warcraft now.
This was fun, little mouse. But we're done playing. Time to die. I can't figure out if this Sulluston's deaf or just stupid.
You see those ears? Sullustons have excellent hearing.
I told you idiots to watch that door. Do I have to do everything myself? This is none of your business, scum. Get out while you still can.
See you later, Sue. What is it about you're not keen on then?
I'm sure if we ask them real nicely, they'll just leave. You heard the man, lawbreakers. Surrender now, or else.
You really are as dumb as you look, aren't you? Kill them both, men.
What? None of them drop loot? Outrageous.
Sticking up for the little guy is what I do best.
Well, this is the problem, of course, you know. I mean, for me, I don't know what it's like for others. For me, World of Warcraft was the first MMO, so it was my first experience of that type of game. No other game. Obviously, once you've got used to the idea of an MMO, there's certain things that are not going to be new to you. Even though Elder Scrolls Online is as far removed from a WoW clone as you can get, there's still common features to an MMO, aren't there?
I'm just a simple starship captain trying to earn a living.
I'm hunting
Skavik too. He stole my starship.
Removing gear from raids. What do you get in raids then now?
I'll take any help I can get.
What did they do it in the first place for?
Knock yourself out.
Satisfaction of saving the world, alright.
Let's not be here when the local security shows up. We don't have time to answer questions. Maybe we should go see if Darmus knows anything new about Skavik.
Yeah, for me, basically, it's World of Warcraft. Then the next MMO I played was Age of Conan. However, after, you know, the starting area was good, but as soon as it chucked me out into the wider world, it just seemed to get very muddled for me. Then after that, it would have been Lord of the Rings Online and Warhammer Online. And then after that, I suppose, Star Wars, the Old Republic. Played a couple of others, but like Dungeons and Dragons Online, I didn't like that at all. I tried that. I gave it goes, but I really didn't like that. What's the time? I should use this more often. Excuse me. Command crates removed all gear from game content, put them in the crates. Oh, loot box, I see. I mean, it's not even like you don't even have that many raids in this game, do you? It's not like WoW where you get a new raid every 4 or 5 months, is it? So you'd think they'd make it a little bit special.
Open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
So yeah, Age of Conan, I tried getting back into it again recently, but it's not that I didn't like it again, it's just that, you know, I had too many other games I wanted to play, and I just knew that the starting pit was, at the time, decent, although I have to say, when I played it through again more recently, it had aged badly. But it was just, you know, when I got out into the wider world, got off Tortage, it was just a mess. I was picking up quests left, right and centre, not really knowing my way around or anything like that. It was just very, very messy. And at the time, it's not like I'd quit WoW or anything. I was still playing World of Warcraft. So it just didn't seem worth it. You, come on. What can we do? I can't mount here. What outrageous suggestion is that? I wish it would grey out the mount tab when I can't mount. So I don't actually know where I can and can't mount. Yeah, I played AD&D in the 80s, and I suppose the very early 90s. Well, no, mid-90s actually, when I went to university. But haven't played for a while. I mean, there is a group where I am at the local gaming club, but now I'm much more into Warhammer.
See? What'd I tell you? It's the captain from Rogan the Butcher's bounty posting. Are we lucky or what?
I never doubted you for a second, lover. You've always been my lucky star.
Ugh, you two make me sick. Hold it right there, Captain.
Is that a hairstyle, or did a womp rat die in your head?
Did you just... What did...
I'll see you later. Yeah, as soon as this bit's finished, I'm going to sort of get off as well
Cremate this
myself.
fool and get rich.
Ages even released an RP game soon. Yeah. Well, they tried that with Warhammer. Like at Warhammer Roleplay, I should say. I've got the book for Warhammer Roleplay. Warhammer, the original Warhammer Quest, really good. That was the best RP version of Warhammer. Since then, they just don't understand. They've diverted away from perfection.
Your friends have so much to live for. Why get them killed?
Ooh, tough talk from a scum on the run. I'm not afraid of you. I've got a flamethrower.
Yeah, look, what happened with Lotro, of course, a couple of years ago is Turbine needed to drop it, but the actual developers formed their own mini studio and kept it going. It's not the first time I played a smuggler to this point, but I've never played a smuggler all the way through.
Stay behind me. I don't want you getting hurt over a lousy stack of credits.
So I have played further than this in the smuggler storyline.
If you want credits, I know a better way to earn them.
We're bounty hunters, stupid. This is what we do for a living.
Shut up, Scorch. Make your offer.
Ever heard of a starship thief named Skavik?
Skavik's worth more dead than alive, Rilo. Last time I checked his bounty, it was huge.
How huge?
Buy a starship and retire huge.
Skavik is somewhere here on course. Track him down.
Good tip. So when we're done collecting on you, maybe we'll go after him too.
Let's burn it up! Woo!
Oh dear. What the fuck?
There. Better?
These losers haven't dropped any loot either. Not very good bounty hunters, obviously. Don't even have any credits on them.
Having some trouble with bounty hunters, Captain?
Do they ride and wait to see Pastrosis? I have no idea. Why do I have 30 action? Because I'm going to require them later on, aren't I? No, basically, I set them up exactly as things are set up in World of Warcraft. Basically, common functions I want on the thing so I don't have to think about it. So all my characters in every game where it has this sort of UI, I set it up like that because, as I say, common functions on buttons that I know what they are, so I don't have to keep looking down at it and wondering what's going on.
I can't help that I'm popular with all the wrong people.
Being famous has its drawbacks.
The housing, the best housing obviously is in ESO, but the fact that you have housing in this, and you know, every MMO apart from WoW is really good.
Turns out, there's a Celestin lawman chasing Skavik too.
It's always good to have friends with common interests. While we wait for Skavik to make his next move, perhaps we could play a little sabacc?
I saw that one coming.
Or so, don't be such a spoil sport. What do you say, Captain?
It takes some getting used to. What I don't like in ESO about the combat is the fact that to min-max it, to play really well, there's like animation cancelling involved. I refuse to do that. Refuse to learn.
I play to win, Darmus. Hope you can keep up with me.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Captain.
Get us a round of drinks, won't you, Corso? There's a good man. Let's deal some cards.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. They get very butthurt by it.
Again. That was very impressive.
Impressive? The captain just cleaned your chrono, Darmus.
I'd say you've played this game before.
I never said I was a beginner.
And I'm a victim of my assumptions. Well played, my friend.
I mean, it used to. It used to basically well, it used to come up with its own innovative stuff. But what I used to like about it is when there was a good feature in another game, because I saw them adopt features, good features in other games. It would do that, but it wouldn't just translate them straight across. It used to, again, build on them and make them better and put it in. And then they just don't seem to have any imagination lately. And I don't mean, I mean, some of the, developers may well do. It's just the senior developers. I don't know. It's like they're trying to game design by numbers.
Who are these Justicars?
The vigilantes, self-appointed.
Is this heritage gear? I don't remember when I picked this up. I couldn't tell you. I don't play the game long enough to know where certain pieces come from. I just know that I have it. So there was a point at which it was on the cartel market.
I'm not letting some SWTOR kill Skavik before I do.
And you'd better hurry. SWTORs aren't known for their mercy. My informants are a brother and sister named Jick and Jewel. They know where to find Skavik. I'll tell them you're coming. Play your hand carefully in the SWTOR.
Well, there was a few other things in Warhammer Online as well. The idea of when you had a quest to kill so many things that you could see on the mobs. Well, first of all, on the map, it would tell you where to go, and then seeing on the mobs how many more you need to kill, stuff like that. You know, all that stuff came into WoW later. I mean, they had public quests, which is now basically the world quest that you have in WoW. You know. It's a shame they didn't adopt some of their PvP ideas. They might have actually turned it into something I would enjoy.
Skavik won't get away from me this time.
Good luck to you, Captain. I hope you make Skavik pay all his debts.
But what I mean, the biggest problem I think it has now is the fact that the leveling experience is a totally different game, because they completely revamp the systems of the game with every expansion. But of course, those revamps only apply to the level cap content, and that's where it goes wrong. Right, this is a rest area, so I'm going to rest. I'm going to call it a night there, gents. Thank you very much. And I'll probably be on at some point later this week, I don't know. Obviously the Azeroth review will probably be the next thing on. So yes, I'm going to go off and go to bed. Have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you later.